June 30th, 1908. Over the desolate taiga forests of Siberia, shortly after 7 a.m. local time, the sky suddenly split in two. According to witnesses, a dazzling fireball as bright as the sun streaked across the sky, and moments later, a terrifying explosion shook the earth. The force of the blast was 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. An area of 2,000 square kilometers of forest was instantly flattened, like matchsticks in the hand of a giant. 80 million trees were knocked down, but there was no crater and no fragment left behind from a meteorite. What was it that fell over Siberia that day? This is the story of the Tunguska event, history's largest and most mysterious impact. The explosion was so powerful, it was felt hundreds of kilometers away from its epicenter. The local Evenki people and Russian hunters living in nearby villages described seeing a second sun appear in the sky, followed by a deafening thunder. One witness said the sky split in two, and the whole sky above them appeared to be on fire. The shockwave shattered windows in houses 65 kilometers away and knocked people off their feet. The effects of the blast were global. Seismographs across Europe registered the earthquake. The atmospheric pressure wave traveled as far as Great Britain. And strangest of all, for several nights following the explosion, the sky over Asia and Europe was so bright that people could read newspapers at midnight. Dust and ice crystals, scattered into the upper atmosphere, were reflecting sunlight, creating these bright nights. But no one knew what lay at the center of all this chaos. While the rest of the world largely ignored the event, and Russia was embroiled in its own political turmoil, the secret of Tunguska remained hidden in the depths of the forest for years. Until a Russian mineralogist named Leonid Kulik made it his mission to solve the mystery. Kulik believed it was the impact of a giant iron meteorite, and he set out to find that iron. In 1927, a full 19 years after the event, Kulik finally reached the blast zone after a grueling journey. The sight that greeted him was beyond imagination. A ghost forest of felled trees stretching as far as the eye could see. 80 million trees lay in a perfect radial pattern, like the wings of a butterfly, pointing away from the explosion's center. But what shocked Kulik the most was what he couldn't find: an impact crater. An explosion of this magnitude should have created a massive crater, but all that was there was marshy ground. And there were no fragments of a meteorite either. The absence of a crater only deepened the Tunguska mystery and led to countless theories. The meteorite or comet theory. This is the most widely accepted scientific explanation. The incoming object was not an iron meteorite, but a stony asteroid or an icy comet. This object entered the atmosphere at such a high velocity that it couldn't withstand the immense pressure and heat, completely disintegrating and vaporizing in an air burst about 5 to 10 kilometers above the ground. This could explain why there was no crater, but a massive shock wave still destroyed the forest. The black hole or antimatter theory. This theory, closer to science fiction, was proposed in the 1970s. It suggests that a tiny microscopic black hole might have struck the Earth, passing through one side of the planet and out the other. Or perhaps a piece of antimatter made contact with matter in our atmosphere, creating a massive energy blast that annihilated itself and everything it touched. The Nikola Tesla secret experiment theory. One of the most popular conspiracy theories is that the inventor Nikola Tesla was behind the explosion. According to this theory, Tesla was conducting an experiment on wireless energy transmission using his Wardenclyffe Tower in New York. His goal was to send a signal to Admiral Peary's North Pole expedition. But something went wrong, and a massive bolt of energy accidentally hit this desolate region of Siberia. While unproven, it's known that Tesla was working on such technologies at the time. Today, the scientific community largely agrees that the Tunguska event was most likely caused by the airburst of a small asteroid or comet. The 2013 Chelyabinsk Meteor event, also in Russia, gave us a small window into what might have happened at Tunguska. But definitive proof, a fragment of the object that exploded, has never been found. And so, the veil of mystery has not been fully lifted. Tunguska remains a giant scar on the face of the Earth, reminding us how unpredictable and powerful the universe can be. For a moment, the sky fell upon us, showing that our cosmic neighbors might not always pay friendly visits.